Okay, so please anyone can reply. Can you see the notes on your screen? Can you see the notes on your screen? Okay, so today's class regarding for the metal casting and welding processes. Okay, so in the previous class we have discussed regarding the introduction part of this subject as well as the first model introduction. Okay, and the classification of the manufacturing process, that's our casting, forming, machining and the joining. Now let us go further. Now, mm, can you see this? Hello, please reply. Can you see the notes now? Okay. So see, in the classification of manufacturing process, the casting is one of the method, forming is one of the method, and machining is also one of the method. In the previous class, we have discussed regarding the expandable mold casting, permanent mold casting, then next the forming, in which the hot working and the cold working processes are there. Okay, in the previous semester also we have studied regarding the hot working and the cold working. And the machining is a traditional conventional type machining and non-traditional non-conventional type machining. That's are nothing but the chemical and the electrical energies are being used for removing the excess material or to make a finished product. So these are called the non-conventional machining. And for the traditional machining, same the lathe machine, the drills, where the cutting tools are being used for removing the excess material. Okay, now for the, so these are some of the examples of the manufacturing process: the casting, expandable mold and the permanent mold, the sand casting, shell casting and the low form castings are the expandable mold types of casting methods. Okay, and the permanent casting, the gravity die casting, pressure die casting and centrifugal casting, these are the permanent type mold casting methods. Forming, in which the hot and the cold workings are there. In the hot, what are the manufacturing methods are coming, that you can see the forging, hot rolling and extrusion. And for the cold working, the wire drawing, bending, sharing and the roll forming. In the previous semester also you have studied regarding each and every manufacturing process, these examples in details. In machining, the conventional and the non-conventional, there are two types. In the conventional, that just now I've told, the lathe machine, that's the turning, milling, okay, the grinding and the drilling, where the cutting tools are being used. That's types of machining methods are called as an conventional machining methods. And the non-conventional machining, laser beam machining, electro polishing, ultrasonic machining, water jet machining, okay, electrical discharge machining. So these are the non-conventional, where the other sources are being used for removing the excess material of the product. For example, the laser, electro beams are being used. Okay, laser beams are being used, ultrasound waves are being used, and water jet are being used. Now joining, permanent joint and temporary joint. So which are the permanent joint? Welding, arc welding, gas weldings and the rivets are the permanent joints, and the temporary joints are the bolts, nuts, soldering and the bracing. These are the permanent temporary joints which can be disassembled when the joint connection has been taken. So these are some of the classification of the manufacturing process. Now we'll go further. Now see the introduction for the casting process. So see what is the casting. Just in the previous class also I have explained you all. Now once again I will try to explain you all. So see what is the casting. The casting is a manufacturing method which is come from thousands of years back. Okay, from the ancients of the years, the casting oil is the one of the appropriate and the easy methods of the manufacturing often complex product. Complex products means what? Are difficult products which cannot be manufactured by the forging or any other manufacturing methods. Such types of products or the components are being manufactured by the casting method. So before going for the casting details in the casting, you have to understand what is the casting. The casting is nothing but the replica of an another product, the duplicate copies of an another product which has been prepared by the help of a pattern. The pattern, what is the pattern? The pattern is a single piece component made of a different types of material. Okay, the pattern is a single piece replica made of an different types of material according to the requirement. Okay, wood, plastic, plaster, metal. Okay, these are the different types of materials by which the patterns are being manufactured according to the application of the pattern. If the pattern is used for the single use, so the normal material is being used. If the pattern is used for the continuous mass production, so the pattern material will be changes. Okay, according to the requirement of the pattern uses, the material of the pattern is being changed. So what is the pattern? The pattern is nothing but the set or the replica of a component which is been manufactured by the casting method. Okay, so in details we'll go how does the casting procedure is carried out and what are the procedure involves in the casting. Okay, the casting involves the melting and metal and pouring it into a mold cavity whose shape reassembles the shape of the desired object. So see what is the casting? The casting is simple thing is that in a box the sand is been filled. Okay, in that sand a pattern is been placed. Then afterwards the sand is been rammed tightly. Rammed means what? Pressed tightly in that box. Then afterwards what happens? Next step is that the pattern is been removed. When the pattern is removed, so whatever the pattern image is there, that makes the cavity within the sand. What is the cavity? Cavity is nothing but what you can say, the hollow space which been impressed or which has been created in that sand. Okay, then afterwards what happened? The particular material which is to be cast, okay, according to the requirement of the casting, the different material alloys or the composition of the metals are being melted in a furnace. Okay, furnace which may be work on the principle of electricity, charcoal or any other method, in which at a high boiling temperature that particular metal is been melted. Once that metal is been melted, the liquid metal is been poured into that mold cavity. Okay, so in that mold cavity and it is allowed to solidify. The temperature of that molten metal starts to decrease when it comes to an open atmosphere. When it starts to decrease over there, so the whatever the liquid metal is there automatically gets converted into a solid one. Once it start to convert into a solid, okay, then afterwards the from the box the sand is been removed and that particular product which is been converted from liquid to a solid hard one, okay, that is been removed and cleaned out. That product is called as a casting. So this is what the simple procedure of that casting. So we'll go in the details in this module. What are the different types of procedure of the castings, methods of the casting, different types of patterns, the material used for the patterns, how the mold cavity is prepared. So each and every details you are going to study in this subject as well as in this module. Now next we will see the classification of an foundry alloys. Based on the presence of an iron content, the castings are classified in two types. One is in ferrous and another is in non-ferrous casting. So see the steel which are being used for the in an automobile industries. Okay, the car engines, the bus engines, so whatever the engine parts are there, all maximum 90% are being made by the casting. Okay, and so these are the ferrous materials which are being used manufactured by the casting method. Okay, so the non-ferrous, what are the non-ferrous? For example, if you take a gold, silver, okay, so these are the non-ferrous materials which are also been used for making any of the finished products. Okay, this method is been used, that is called as the casting methods. Okay, so the classification we will see the ferrous cast, the steel, cast iron, you can see over here. In the steel, the plain steel, that is a low carbon steel, medium carbon steel and the high carbon steel, so these are also being used for the casting purpose. Cast irons are there, gray cast iron, ductile and the nodular cast iron, that is an SG cast iron, white cast iron, malleable irons. Okay, so these are also used for the casting purpose. So in the non-ferrous casting, you can see the aluminium, copper, lead, magnesium alloys, nickel alloys, tin base. So these are the materials which are being used for the non-ferrous casting purpose. Okay, the factors determining the selection of the casting alloys. So why which are the factors are to be considered while selecting the casting alloys? Alloys means what? The different composition of the materials are being mixed to make a single components with the varieties of different types of properties. Okay, so the first one is in which of the factors selecting, why the factors are determined. Okay, that is the reason they are asking. The first is the material properties. So see, if you want a ductile strength, corrosion resistance. Okay, corrosion resistance means all the rust resistance property of that material and the durability of that material. Okay, particularly the where it is being used. For example, if you take the engine block of your any of the vehicles, engine block and the spring which is being used, shock absorber spring is there. Okay, or the fata, you call the fata, the leaf spring, that is called as a leaf spring. Okay, in the normal words, where the local words they are using that and fata of that vehicle. So the spring where the load is been applied, when the load is been applied it has to be extend, when the load is been released it has to come to its original position. So this is how the spring material is there. For that material the property is been different, as well as where the engine block is prepared, the property of that particular engine block is been different. So there are the two different types of properties are been there which are been changes. Okay, if the material, even though the material remains the same, but the property should be changed. For the change of this type of properties as per the requirement and the uses of that material, the alloys are been added. For the ductile, the ductile alloys is been mixed. For and steel, the steel alloys is been mixed. Like this way the casting alloys are being determined as per requirement of that property. Okay, so simple thing is that, okay, first one is a material property, then second is a melting property. So what is mean by the melting property? The melting point of a steel is greater than the cast iron. Okay, choosing the types of furnaces. So the melting property of a while selecting the casting alloy. So if you take a if you take a different types of material, okay, for example the steel of an high carbon and the aluminium, copper, if you are mixing all these three, So the aluminum melting point is different, copper melting point is different, as well as the steel which is having the high carbon. Okay, that also having its own melting point. So the what's one melt at the 700 degrees Celsius, one melt at the 800 degrees Celsius, one melt at the 1200 degrees Celsius. So these are the some of the factors that has to be considered during the selection of the casting alloys. That plays a very important role. Then next is the casting property. The material used for the casting are the characteristics by the casting property listed below. The fluidity of the molten metal and the solidification shrinkage. So here, so there are two different properties of the casting that material should require when you are selecting that particular material for the casting procedure. First one is in fluidity of a molten metal, and the second one is in solidification shrinkage. So what is the fluidity? Fluidity is nothing but when the particular metal is been heated and converted into a liquid. Okay, that liquid metal is to be poured into a mold cavity. When it is been poured into a mold cavity, it should flow within that cavity, float within that cavity. What you can say, so see, for example, if you are putting in water on the floor, when you put a water on the floor, the water starts to fluid or spread over there. Okay, starts to move over there. Like this way, when you pour the liquid molten metal, it should flow within that cavity. The cavity should fill completely with that liquid molten metal. So that that particular metal which you are using as an alloy for the casting should have the ability sorry, should have the ability to fluidity means what, to flow over the cavity. It should not struck at a uh, point over there. Okay, it should float over there. Now solidification shrinkage, what do you mean by the solidification shrinkage? So see, this is a key word. Shrinkage is a key word which is a very important word in the casting, plays a very important roles in the casting. What is the shrinkage? So see, for example, if you take an example, uh, if you take an example, so have you seen a daily uses? Okay, if you are putting any of the, what you can say, uh, if you take a small any of the bread piece, okay, when the bread piece is in fresh, okay, the size of the bread is a larger one. For example, 2 by 2 centimeter, if you take an bread, or the 10 by 10 centimeter was bread slice is there. When it is in fresh, so it is in within the size everything. When you take that bread and kept it into an under the sun rays, okay, where the sun rays are continuously falling and dried, so what happens, so the moisture and whatever the water particles are there has been observed from that bread, and the bread starts to shrink over there. Shrink means what, the size starts to reduce over there. Small size, it converted into a small day by day. How many days you are keeping over the, on the open air, at that many days the size of that particular bread starts to shrink over there. Shrink means what, starts to contrast over there. Okay, are you understanding? Okay, the same procedure occurs in this casting method also. When you pour the liquid molten metal into a mold cavity, how the time starts to spend over there for the solidification, the liquid metal gets solidification, the size of that metal starts to shrink over there. Shrink means what, contracts over there. Okay, the volume of the shrinkage of the cast metal is smaller compared to the steel and the non-ferrous metal. Okay, so this is what the shrinkage is occurring. So each and every metals having its own shrinkage property. Okay, for a shrinkage property, for example, if the steel shrink 2 or 3 mm, Okay, after that it doesn't contrast over there. Initially it's the liquid to solid when it starts. Hello, hello. Yeah. uh, what happened? Hello, I'm not getting your voice clearly. Hello, what happened? Introduction. Hello, not visible. See now. Introduction to the casting process. Can you see? Hello, please reply me now. Material properties and melting properties, casting properties. Now see, can you see this page? No? Non-ferrous casting factors determining the selection of casting alloys. Next page. Material properties, melting properties. Which page you are seeing? Only one page is. Okay, you have to tell no. Now see, can you see? Which page you are seeing? You are not seeing the second page, no? Now, can you see? No page you are seeing? See now? Can you see now? Okay, which page you are seeing now? uh, Classification of foundry alloys. Okay, the factors determining the selection of casting alloys. Okay. So which are the factors that are determined while selecting the casting alloys? Okay, that we have discussed just now, the mechanical properties, okay, related materials, and the melting points of that properties of that materials, okay, and the casting. So we'll go for the next page. So I'm changing the page. Now see, can you see now? Next, the step involves in the making sand casting. Huh? Okay. The step involves in making the sand casting. The first one is an pattern making. Okay. Then second one is a mold preparation. Third one is a core making. And fourth one is a melting and pouring. And fifth one is a cleaning and inspection. Okay. Now you can see over here in the block diagram for the making of the sand casting. So they show by the arrow marks that you can see how the procedure of the casting has been followed. So next one is in pattern making. Okay, preparation of the mold and the cores. Okay, getting and the risers. First one is in making of a pattern. Then second one is in preparation of the molds and cores. Getting and a riser design. Okay, then the sand recovery, that is nothing but the procedure is there from where the if once the mold is prepared after making the casting, the sand is been removed out, then once again that sand is been used, reused for the next mold cavity. For before going to reuse, the sand is been prepared once again. So some additives and the banders are been added in the sand so that it can make a strong and the strength one of a mold cavity. Okay, then the metal is been melted and treatment is been poured into that mold cavity, and the separate casting from the mold, cleaning and the inspection is been done. So these are the some of the steps involved in the casting, sand casting procedure. First one is in pattern making, then the mold preparation, then the core making is there, then the melting and the pouring is there, then the cleaning and the inspection methods is there. So these are the procedure. Now you can see, can you see this diagram over here? No? Can you see? Casting terminology. Can you see the diagram? Yes or no? Please reply. Okay. So see, this is a very important diagram over here. Now, by this one diagram, you can understand how the mold cavity has been prepared. So you can see over here, there are two boxes are there. First box and second box. You can see there are two boxes there. Okay. So what this box are called? The top box is called as an cope box and the bottom box is called as an drag box. Okay, so over here you can see this is a mold cavity. So how this mold cavity is been done, I will tell you. This box is been placed. In this box the pattern is been placed inside this box. Then from the round size you can see the sand is been filled in this box. Okay, in this box the sand is been filled and the sand is been tightly rammed. Rammed means what? Is been pressed. Okay, tightly pressed so that it can be tightly fit into this box. Then afterwards what happened, when the sand is come up to the top level of the box, okay, sorry. When the sand comes at the top level of this box, this pattern is been removed out. Once this pattern is been removed out, okay, you can get the mold cavity like this way inside this one. Okay, so this is what the mold cavity is there. Okay, now you can see these are the gateways. These are called as the gateways. The what do you mean by the gate? So see this, whatever the words are there are very important words to overall syllabus. This once you understand this diagram, so overall topic you can understand easily. So this is a gate. Okay, now you can see over here there is a sphere is there, pouring basin is there, pouring basin is there. Okay, and this is a ladder. This is a furnace where the metal is been melted. Okay, where that metal, liquid metal, is been carried by this ladle. Ladle is nothing but a crucible cup in which the liquid metal is been collected. From this liquid metal, this metal is been poured through this pure. Okay, and these are the gateways from where this liquid metal get enters into this mold cavity. Okay, so this is how the casting procedure is been done. Okay, and this is a core. Okay, what do you mean by the core? core. Core is nothing but a material which is placed within this mold cavity to make an hollow parts within the casting. Okay, so this is the important role of that core. What do you mean by the core? The core is made by the particular core sand material for making an hollow parts within the casting. Okay, are you understanding this? Can you see the screen now? Okay, no? Can you see the diagram now? Okay, so see similarly this side also. Similarly this side also the gates are there. Okay, and you can see this is a parting line. You can see this is a parting line which divides the cope and drag into two different parts. Okay, and this is an riser is there, and these are the vent holes. So this is from where the liquid metal is been coming. This is called as an runner. Keep in your mind. Okay, from where the liquid metal is coming, that is called as an runner. When this liquid metal get enters by the means of this gate, okay, into the mold cavity. When the molten metal is filled within this mold cavity, the excess amount of the molten metal comes out by this riser. Okay, it comes. Okay, when you pour the molten metal, it enters with the help of a spear or a runner. runner. Okay, pour it through the runner by the help of an gateways enters the mold cavity. Then extra amount of the molten metal is been coming out of the riser. Okay, by the help of the riser. Once the molten metal comes out of that riser, then the operator understand that the mold cavity is been filled now with the molten metal. Then he stops pouring the molten metal into the mold cavity. This is what the simple procedure of the casting. Okay, now over here there are the vent holes are there. The vent holes are being used or it has been made for removing the gases from the sand or the mold cavity, which are been going with the molten metal into the mold cavity. Understood? So for that reason a small holes are been given, so that some of the gases which are been entrapped within this cavity can be removed out. Okay, so any doubts you are having, students? If you are having any doubts, reply it. So once again I will try to explain. Okay, in the next class we will go with the patterns, function of the patterns, material used for the patterns, and the different types of patterns. Okay, so today at 1 o'clock triple M class is there, so join to the triple M class. I will take the triple M class at 1 o'clock. I will share the link at 12:30. Okay, so I will wind up the class today over here only for the MCW. Okay, join for the next class.